Thank you for joining us today. Now, they are growing tired of what they call failed promises of job creation in the Western region. Residents in Ghana's oil and gas enclave say they are running out of patience with government over the seeming neglect, despite being the hub of major activities in the upstream oil and gas sector. Some graduates tell JoyNews' Kweku Owusu-Pepra they have written as many as 50 application letters to various sector agencies to no avail. They are demanding government must fulfill job promises to them. Welcome to News Desk once again. To our first story, they are growing tired of what they call failed promises of job creation in the Western region. Residents in Ghana's oil and gas enclave say they are running out of patience with government over the seeming neglect despite being the hub of major activities in the upstream oil and gas sector. Some graduates tell JoyNews' Kweku Owusu-Pepra they have written as many as 50 application letters to various sector agencies to no avail. They are demanding government must fulfill job promises to them.
Since the discovery of oil in commercial quantities in the Western region, the youth have been clamoring for jobs that they perceive will change their lives. But for many years, just a few of them have gotten these jobs. The expectations in this regard are still so huge. Today, on the sidelines of a public engagement organized by the Petroleum Commission, I am seeking to gauge whether the expectations of these young people in Elembele, Shama, Sekanita, Krade, Nzima East, and the 6 coastal districts in this enclave are still. You have finished University of Development Studies.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, tell me, when the discovery of oil was announced in Ghana, what were your expectations?
Oh, it was very great, very exciting. Everybody around was very great, looking forward to have a good opportunity, because we were told that there will be a lot of job opportunity for students and especially those who are going to school. We are told that the oil sector will bring about more developmental projects in our communities. We are told that there will be money in our pockets. We are told that there will be abundance of opportunities for whoever seeks to gain an opportunity to have one. But looking at this and looking at the current situation, we look as if that story, that neat story, that sweet story that we were told has eluded us. For instance, I myself am a graduate, completed in 2013. I have fought forward, I have strived to have opportunity in the sector, but yet still to no avail.
When you say you have tried, what specifically have you done? Who have you spoken with? How many letters have you written? And where did you send these letters?
Thank you very much. I have written not less than 50 applications.
50?
Yes, because I'm trying to impress those who are handling the sector, especially Ghana Gas, especially ENI, especially the GMPCs, because we know that they have the opportunities. When you need an opportunity, you need to go to the right source, the right place, the right organization that has the opportunities. If you sit back home and think that they will come and knock at your door so that they will give you the opportunity, you won't get it, because we are many struggling for a few positions, and for that matter, we need to go for it. We need to forge for it to the right people. For instance, I've been to GMPC for not less than 20 times seeking for employment since 2013, but I haven't gotten one. I've been to Ghana Gas. I have more than 10 applications at Ghana Gas. We thought that Ghana Gas is in our locality, and for that matter, we have an advantage over others. But we think that it has been, if you don't know anyone or someone that knows you, that is the term that they are using. Who knows you? It's not who we know, but who knows you. It means that if you don't know anyone, you are likely.
It's a nice argument that they say the local content, but as I'm speaking with you, we are not seeing the local content. Everything happening here comes from Accra. We, the local boys, we have engineers, we have technicians, we have planners all over the land. We are not getting the job. The one thing that is worrying us most is all the activities of the oil is offstream. Offshore. They call it the offstream. So we are pleading on the government to bring it onshore, like what the ENI are doing. They bring the plant, they put the plant down, and the FPSO will be there. So I think doing that, it will help a lot of guys, graduate technicians, engineers to get a job.
So what is your qualification? Are you a graduate engineer or?
I am a mechanical engineer.
A mechanical engineer?
Yeah.
Where did you have your education?
I schooled at Accra Polytechnic and K University.
Okay, so now you've been here. Where have you sent your letters to and what have you heard?
Talu, I was with Talu, Modec, Ghana Gas, ENI, and nobody seems not to listen to you. They will tell you you don't have the requisite qualification, but we show them we have the qualification, but we are being denied the job opportunities. We have all it takes to work at the oil industries, but what is happening?
Okay, so maybe your expectations are just too high, and that is why maybe some of your friends or brothers have gotten jobs and you are not getting, and maybe you think that it is so, the industry may not be employing so many people. When people say that you people have to manage your expectations, what do you say to them?
Managing expectation within the local content is neither here nor there, because we are seeing them working, we are seeing them in our communities doing other things. So how do you expect us to manage our expectation? We are seeing it happening, so we want to be part of those people, so we can manage it within the context that we are being employed. We can't manage it while you are not employed. So if they are asking us to manage our expectation, good enough. But to what extent?
Okay, so to what extent? This is the question that residents of the Western region within the 6 coastal districts are asking as this Petroleum Commission engages them to tell them that, well, the industry might be able to employ some people, but not all of you.
Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Petroleum Commission, Egbert Fable, has however assured the Commission is developing a quota system for employing indigenes into Ghana's petroleum space as a means of improving local content participation in the upstream oil and gas sector. Egbert Fable told JoyNews' Kwekusu Pepra on the sidelines of a public forum at Nkrofo, the move has become imperative to empower Ghanaian skilled and unskilled workforce in the oil and gas sector.
Petroleum Commission is very mindful of its mandates, and I know that government itself, under the leadership of President Nana Akufo-Addo, is also very much committed to ensuring that all Ghanaians benefit from our natural resources. Oil and gas being one of our natural resources. What government is seeking to do, and the Petroleum Commission is actually one of the leading, parts of how to drive the government's agenda with respect to managing expectations of Ghanaians, and also legitimately ensuring that the people of this country, no matter where they come from, benefit from the aggregate of our oil and gas resources. So towards that end, we have, for example, on this platform that we are speaking, the annual community relations workshop, have sought to bring together all stakeholders, particularly fishermen and the youth, to let them know what the architectural landscape of our oil and gas resources is as present, the earnings that come in, and what central government is doing. We as regulators also have a duty to ensure that the international oil companies and the IOCs, or the IOCs and the service companies also, as you know, government has launched the Accelerated Oil and Gas Capacity Program, under which we seek to train as many as about 5,000 or so Ghanaians, in the shortest possible time, to place them in, various job openings in the upstream sector. Recently, the Petroleum Commission has caused adverts to be run in major newspapers, asking Ghanaians who have the requisite expertise from the technical and even sub-technical, right through to the very academic, who are desirous of working in the upstream space, to come forward with their CVs and all relevant information about themselves, so that we put in a database, and then when expatriate applications for work permits are brought to the Commission for recommendation to the Ghana Immigration Service for approvals, we will look in that database and be able to tell them that, look, for these qualifications or this particular role, we have this number of Ghanaians, and so we are not able to recommend to the Ghana Immigration Service to grant. In about 18 months, you start seeing some of these fruits, because this is an industry that requires a lot of experience. And so our strategy is that for every expatriate role, there must be a Ghanaian successor in tow, so that if the expat is given a 2-year work permit, for instance, in the 2 years that he's here or he or she is here, he or she must necessarily put a Ghanaian replacement behind him or her, who will walk the route with him or her and ensure that that Ghanaian is ready to assume that role in the shortest possible.
Okay, super. But much of all that you have said are all on the macro, big policy levels. What about that young man who lives at Eziama, who is a mechanical engineer trained from Accra Polytechnic or Kumasi Polytechnic, and has written applications to Talo, to Ghana Gas, so that the local essence of local content will be felt?
As I said, a lot of good work, has been done by the Petroleum Commission. And when I went in there, what I've seen is that those are the foundational, steps. And every journey deserves a certain foundation. And to that, I'll say that yes, the foundations have been laid. But where we are now with the present board of the commission is that we are seeking the necessary alignments. And so when you talk about a young mechanical engineer at Eziama, you'll be surprised. Only recently, we got all kinds of applications, for a large number of experts to come in for a particular project. We scrutinize it very well, and then we cut it, because we found out that in the community where that project is taking place, where over a request for 200 experts to be brought in had been brought, the company itself, when we cut the number, went back to the committee and started recruiting from the committee and came to tell us that the 200 that they even brought was a mistake, because they found very well trained, competent Ghanaians in the local community, not even nationally, some of whom just need a little bit of training to be able to do that. So that company, for instance, is doing that. So it is a very, very...
Now let's just ask this final question. Would you subscribe to a certain advocacy which would seek to get a certain quota for the local kind of people, so that for every job, as it's done in the mining company, so that there will be a 10% of...
Presently at the commission, we are virtually tying up a proposal for the attention of the IOCs and the service companies about the quota system. We are virtually done with a paper on quota systems, which we want to bring to the attention of the IOCs, and work with them to ensure that it is done in a win-win situation, because we appreciate the fact that the IOCs are also running businesses, and so just as is going to happen.
Bottom line always matters.
Yeah, the bottom line.
So what would this quota be? 5%, 10%, 2%?
I will not give you the numbers presently, because we need to sit with our partners. It's still in the works. We need to sit with them. There are some of them that are virtually, some of the roles are virtually unskilled. On those ones, we will not compromise. But there are some also that are semi-skilled or extremely skilled. Those ones, we need to put our people in the learning curve to enable them, because if it differs from company to company, standards and what have you, and duty of care and what have you. So we need to align our people properly and ensure that the IOCs that will be engaging them, the service companies that will be engaging them, will imbibe them in their culture, in their traditions and what have you, so that when they are rolled out, they will be in a position to be earning enough. And so we are taking steps, and in the next few months you will see a lot of adverts and stories about Ghanaians going out to train, or trainers being brought in to train Ghanaians in all these areas, so that for the relatively not too difficult or technical ones, we will see immediate presence of Ghanaians in